Ever find yourself, like, really pondering the big why of it all?
The purpose of life.
Yeah.
The reason we're here.
Yeah.
Well, get ready to dive into that very question.
But with a fascinating twist.
Okay.
Today's deep dive takes us into the world of Hasidic thought.
We're using a text that doesn't just philosophize about meaning, but actually offers a roadmap.
It's like a roadmap to living a more purposeful life.
I like that. A roadmap, that's good. What I find so compelling about this text is its approach, you know.
It takes this age-old question of life's purpose and grounds it in intangible terms, almost like
Oh, I know where you're going with this.
like a guidebook.
Yes.
A guidebook for the soul.
Exactly. And it uses this really, really vivid analogy to explain our journey through life.
Oh.
It talks about a corridor in a grand ballroom.
Ah, yes.
The corridor representing, like, our current reality.
And the grand ballroom symbolizing a higher state of being,
Okay.
the world to come.
So paint a picture for us.
Mm-hmm.
Where does this analogy come from, like, within Hasidic thought?
So it's rooted in this idea.
That our time here is not the end game.
Think of it like this.
Imagine you're walking down an elaborate hallway
Okay.
filled with all these, intriguing doors and pathways. It's beautiful and engaging.
But you can tell it's all leading somewhere.
Yeah.
Even more spectacular.
That grand ballroom at the end.
Okay.
The corridor is meant to prepare us, refine us.
For what awaits.
I love that. It makes the journey feel so much more intentional.
Like every step, every twist, every turn in this corridor has a purpose.
And the experiences we have along the way.
The highs, the
Yeah.
lows, they become part of our preparation.
It's not just about arriving at the ballroom.
It's about how we evolve and grow during the journey that matters.
So it's not just about, like, strolling down this corridor aimlessly, is it?
Oh, no.
There's an active element here to our progress, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, the text really emphasizes that true fulfillment, that sense of being truly, like, aligned with our purpose. It comes from this, like, idea of cleaving to the divine.
That phrase, cleaving to the divine, it's powerful, but it's also, like, kind of abstract, you know?
Right.
What does that actually look like in practice?
So it's about cultivating a very deep and abiding connection to, to a higher power. And I think what's really key here is that it's not passive. We don't just, like, wait for this connection to magically happen to us. We actively nurture it through our actions, our choices, how we treat others, even our thoughts.
So our actions in this corridor are like building blocks.
Yes.
Shaping the connection that ultimately leads us to that, like, grand ballroom experience.
Precisely. Each act of kindness, each time we choose resilience over despair, a moment of genuine connection, those are the building blocks of our spiritual selves.
That makes me think about challenges.
The inevitable bumps we encounter in the corridor.
Sure.
The text actually refers to them as tests, right? As if we're being, like, intentionally challenged along the way.
Exactly. It's like that old saying, smooth seas never made a skilled sailor, right?
Right.
And the text highlights that we might face tests of wealth or poverty, times of peace or suffering. It's not about the specific circumstances, but how we respond, how we refine ourselves through those experiences.
This idea of tests, it reminds me of a story from the Baal Shem Tov,
Okay.
a foundational figure in Hasidic thought.
I'm all here.
There's this parable where he compares our lives to a king sending his child away to learn a craft.
Okay.
And the child might initially feel lost or alone, even, mistreated by those that he encounters. But it's all, like, part of the king's plan to equip him with the skills he needs to inherit the kingdom.
I love that. What a powerful illustration of this concept.
Yeah.
We may not always understand the why behind our challenges.
Right.
But that trust that there's a greater purpose at play, I think that can be incredibly empowering.
It's like, when you look at, like, a grand tapestry from the back and you just see all those seemingly random threads.
Yeah.
But then you realize they're all part of, like, a bigger, more intricate design.
Right.
But here's the question. If we're meant to be constantly growing, evolving through these tests, what does the text say about, like, our relationship with the material world?
The stuff we encounter in this corridor.
That's where things get really, really interesting. The text actually states that the world was created for our benefit.
Okay.
Like it's a tool.
As a tool for our elevation. But, and this is crucial, we have a choice.
Yeah, okay.
We can either become consumed by the material world, letting it kind of distract us from our true purpose, or
we can choose to use it, right?
Yeah.
As like a stepping stone.
Yes.
A way to refine ourselves and connect more deeply to the divine.
Precisely. It's like being given a set of very, very fine tools.
Okay.
And we can use them to build something beautiful and lasting.
Or we can let them gather dust.
Okay, so I'm starting to see the bigger picture here.
Yeah.
This world as a training ground,
Mm-hmm.
these challenges as opportunities for, growth, for refinement.
Right.
The material world as a tool for connection.
Yeah.
But for our listener who might be thinking like, okay, this is all very insightful, but what do I do with this information? How does this change my life on like a practical level?
That's the million-dollar question, right?
Right. Yeah.
And I think the beauty of this text is it doesn't leave us hanging.
Okay, good.
It really boils down to this. If our purpose is to draw closer to the divine,
Mm-hmm.
to prepare ourselves for that, grand ballroom experience,
Right.
then every action we take, every choice we make can be directed toward that goal.
So it's about living with intention.
Yes.
But like, how do we even begin to apply that to our daily lives with all of their complexities and distractions?
Well, I think it starts with these small shifts in perspective.
Okay.
Imagine you're stuck in traffic.
Yeah.
A common experience for, I think, many of us, which often leads to just pure frustration.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, big time.
But what if, instead of getting annoyed, you use that time to practice, like gratitude,
Oh, wow. Okay.
to appreciate the simple miracle of movement, or to connect with a sense of peace within?
That's just one small example of aligning our actions with a higher purpose.
I love that. So it's not about like becoming some kind of, ascetic.
No.
It's about finding those opportunities within like the mundane
Yeah.
to connect with something deeper.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it extends to how we interact with others.
Okay.
Each interaction, no matter how fleeting, it can be an opportunity to practice kindness, patience, empathy.
Qualities that, I think really and truly refine our souls and draw us closer to that divine connection.
So to sum it up for our listener today,
Okay.
if we're looking at our lives through the lens of this text, the key takeaways are, this world is a temporary hallway, like this corridor leading to something far grander.
Yes.
Our experiences, both challenging and joyous, those are opportunities to refine ourselves in preparation for that, that grand ballroom. And every choice we make, every action we take, that can either draw us closer to that ultimate purpose, or it can kind of create distance.
Beautifully summarized.
Yeah.
It's about remembering that we have agency.
Even in the midst of all of life's challenges and difficulties, we have that agency to choose the actions that align with our deepest purpose.
And with that, we come to the end of our deep dive. But before we go, I want to leave you with one final thought to ponder. The text compares the human soul to a king's daughter,
suggesting that deep within us lies a longing for something beyond the fleeting pleasures of this world. So the question I'll leave you with is, what are those things that truly satisfy that longing within you?
What experiences, what connections, what pursuits make your soul feel truly at home, like you've finally stepped into that grand ballroom? Keep seeking, keep exploring, and you might be surprised by what you discover.